Hello and welcome to Floristry Market. My name is Greg and this
is Emma.
Hello.
Hello.
It's been a little while.
It has. We've had Christmas, New Year.
I know. And now, judging by this,
Valentine's.
It's Valentine's Day, isn't it?
So what we're going to do today is, rather than doing like a hand-tied bouquet, I thought we'd do something. So not everybody wants to give fresh flowers. Some people want to give something that they can keep. So I thought we'd do one of these artificial hearts that you can like maybe hang on the wall. So I know that these are generally for fresh flowers.
Yep.
These ones, but they don't do an awful lot of the shapes in the dried, and you can put your artificial flowers into them. The only reason we tend not to is the drier foam is denser.
Yeah.
And holds the dried better, but you can put them into here. What you can't do is put fresh flowers into dry foam.
Yes.
Just in case anyone questions why we've done that.
What happens if you do try and put, sorry, going off course a little bit, what happens if you do get one of the dried blocks and you try and soak it, just the water doesn't stay in?
Yeah, it doesn't stay. It's really gritty. It won't stay. That you can't definitely do it that way.
Okay. Yeah.
So, what we've done is you've got a selection of roses here and we've got some greenery. I've got you the heart to kind of show you what we started off with. So we started off with that. I don't know if you want to
I'm not doing anything.
No, you're going to finish off this one.
I am doing something.
So I started off with this one. I shouldn't maybe do that. I pierced a hole in it here.
Yeah.
And went through the back. It's quite easy with your knife or a screwdriver or something like that. Threaded some ribbon through, tied a knot, so it's going to be nice and easy to hang.
Okay.
And then we started cutting up our eucalyptus into smaller, manageable pieces. I've left a gap there for you, Greg.
So you're
going to cut it up into shorter pieces. You only need it to go into the oasis a couple of centimetres, and I literally just followed the shape.
So how long should I?
So probably best if you, cut one off, and that's a bit too long.
Yeah.
So then you can cut into it.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, sorry, I thought it's easier to show you.
Okay.
And then I just take off a few bits so that you can push it in.
Okay.
So then you've just got a little bit of greenery there, so you might want to do that and fill that bit in to just lay it quite flat. And you're just following the shape round. So when you're cutting your lengths, you don't want to cut them too long because otherwise you'll lose the shape.
All right, so if I cut this one, say about, because I've got to allow for the leaves at the bottom to take off.
Take them off. So you'd do that. If that was fresh flowers, you'd always take off any foliage that's going into the oasis because it makes the hole too big. Yeah. With foam, it tends to make it to go easier with faux flowers. Okay. I love that you were like, what, am I doing it? What am I doing? What's my job? What am I making?
Well, I don't normally have a choice, do I? I'm either told by you or these guys to jump in and do something, so.
So that whole process probably takes about 15 minutes, and we would call that greening up.
All right. Is that okay for now?
Yeah. Yeah.
All
so
right,
what you want to do is you want to make sure you've predominantly covered the oasis, and you've.
So there's some gaps here. We could carry on with that.
Yeah, but we're going to put in some filler flower,
stuff, of course.
and we're going to put some roses in as well.
Are we done with the eucalyptus?
We're done with the eucalyptus. Yes. Brilliant. So I've chosen these kind of like dried faux. They're silk, but they've got that faux.
It still amazes me how realistically if you are more this distance, they look pretty real.
Yeah. So you've got those ones. You've got some really nice ones. I really like these ones. These kind of like velvety ones.
Oh yeah.
Because there is a fresh rose called Grand Prix, which has got a real velvety texture. So they're actually really nice. I actually almost prefer those to those. Because I've been in the warehouse this morning. You've got your single
red rose.
Yeah, they're nice. And then you've got, I don't know if they're in shot, but you've got some bigger ones, more like blousy, gardeny ones.
Yeah. I didn't realise we had so many red roses.
You've got loads. You've got loads of varieties in there. Okay. And this time of year for florists, kind of like Christmas comes, and then we're thinking literally Christmas window comes out, Valentine's Day window comes in. Yeah. So, and a lot of people, you're not going to want to put fresh roses in your window because it's going to, not be cost effective. By the time you've advertised Valentine's Day, you've wasted so much money on fresh roses. So a lot of people will put faux in their window, and they might create something like a heart or something like that to go in there. So what we're going to do is, although I'm really drawn to these, we're going to pretend that I haven't got those. Snip our roses so that we've got much shorter stems. And we want them roughly the same height. And grimacing, no better. I have got the wire cutters there. I don't quite know why I'm. So I'm going to cut off maybe 5, 6, and what we're going to do is we're going to evenly space them around the heart.
Okay.
just to give them that focal. So because they're all roughly the same, they're all the same size, it doesn't matter as much. Normally, when we've done things before, you've had your bigger, darker flowers in the centre, but they're all the same. So then you kind of want to, before you push them in, because once you push them in, you can't really keep moving them around. A little tip I would say is maybe lay them on where you think you want to put them. Obviously, they're going to go upright.
Yeah.
Like that. Maybe. Am I happy with that? Yeah. And then put them in. Okay. So work out where you want to put them, quite evenly spaced.
I just did.
And then put them in. I normally start at the bottom, so if I start you off with that one.
Go on, just do it.
Just do it.
Let's just do it. So, going back to Christmas.
Yes.
Is Christmas traditionally quite quiet for florists?
No, Christmas is manic.
Is it really?
Christmas is crazy. I was doing like 17-hour days and Christmas starts really early now. So Christmas used to be last 2 weeks before Christmas, and florists would traditionally sell gifts like bouquets, baskets, that sort of thing, for people who had that person, they didn't know what to buy them, so they'd buy them flowers.
Okay.
And then you'd get Christmas week, you'd get people that wanted to order like their table centres, that kind of thing. Now it's a lot more installations, so outside Christmas installations, they start mid-November.
So I was going to say, because we found it relatively quiet in December. November was good, and then it just quietened down a little bit in December, probably because everybody had got everything they need for December already.
So for floristry, for us, it's kind of like mid-November, everyone starts doing their installations, because if you're going to have an installation, you want it up, all the way through. Yeah. And then as you come towards the end of November, I bet you sold a lot of wreath stuff, so like wreath frames, that sort of thing. So then the wreath workshops really kick in. I mean, we did a crazy amount. It's something that people really enjoy to do now. As a florist, they're really hard on your hands. So it's really a big thing now for people to come as a group to your workshop. They might have like mince pies, glass of mulled wine, quite a group activity.
So make your own. Charge for the course, and then you...
Well, it's the same price. So whether I make the wreath or you make the wreath, I charge the same price. But obviously, I think we had something crazy, like 220 people over like a 3-week period.
No, really?
Come through for wreath making. I can't physically make that many. So that's...
So you had 220 people?
Yeah, but in like groups of like 20, groups of 10, groups of 4.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of evenings. It's a lot of So once that finishes, because most people want their wreath on the door by mid-December, then your traditional floristry kicks in of gifts, baskets, table decorations, that kind of thing. So Christmas is really busy, but Christmas is a little bit more... Valentine's Day is crazy. It is the busiest day of the year because it's one day.
Yeah.
Christmas is a busy period and it's a little bit more manageable because it's broken down and you know what's coming. And a lot of people, like with the wreath makers, so like you say, December would have been quieter because the end of December is fresh flower.
Yeah.
And everybody's getting their wreath making kits in November.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are going to just fill in between. So we've kind of got a bit of our shape now. So we've got our heart, and then we're just going to fill it in between with a little bit of filler.
That's very cute, isn't it?
So you can decide, Greg, whether you want to go traditional white gyp.
Yeah.
Or you want to be a bit more kind of prettier and go with a bit of pink. So red and pink is quite a nice combination for Valentine's Day. Not that I'm influencing you.
You are using influencing language and saying, this is very nice,
but if you want so that makes me feel like you're going to want to go white.
I was going to suggest white, but let's go pink. Let's go crazy.
Just a little bit. So then all we're going to do with that, if I give you some scissors and I have some scissors. So gypsophilia is what we would class as a filler flower. And I have to say that this dried gyp is gorgeous.
I was going to say, is this dried or artificial?
Yeah, so this is dried, it's not artificial, and it's dyed also, because naturally it comes in that white kind of colour. So people can dry their own gyps. If you buy white gyp, from your florist or from supermarket, you just leave it in the vase. People have got a real thing about hanging dried flowers upside down, which some of them you do need to, but some of them, if you've got it in a vase with very little water, you just drink it up and then you can dry them out. Right, so we're going to cut them quite short.
Okay.
Then we're going to follow the shape of the wreath. Filler flower, you literally just fill in the gaps. We're not going to go any higher than the roses because they're our stars of the show.
And just pop it in.
So just push it in. So it's quite like just filling in the gaps. So yeah, I think Valentine's is big. Like for faux flowers, people do still tend to send a lot of fresh, but also lots of people like things that are going to last. And as I say, lots of florists would decorate their windows to like prompt sales, kind of be like, it's Valentine's Day. And that is...
I think I'm going too far.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a little bit more. There you go. Well, it's to get those sales in so that they can get the better price. So, you know, the more orders you can pre-order,
absolutely, yeah,
the better you can get the price.
This is very delicate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really pretty, isn't it? It just adds a little bit of something to it. And then we've got a bow that I've already made. You've got a whole tutorial on a bow. But I've made a bow with a bit of satin ribbon. I'm just going to put that in at the top where I've tied it. I'm going to just trim that so it's not too long. And yeah, I mean, I could keep filling that in and making it more full, but so yeah, hang it on the wall.
So from a pricing point of view, what sort of range of price would something like that be charged at?
This is really bad because I don't know how much the roses are.
If it was fresh flowers, if you were doing something fresh.
So if it's fresh flowers for Valentine's Day, they're big-headed roses, so they could be anything from like £3.50 to £5 each, depending on the variety.
Wow. So you'd be looking at £50 for something like that. Fresh,
easily more than that, and then you've got your frame, you've got your foliage, you've got your gypsophilia, you've got the thyme. So yeah.
So £75.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Whereas, you know, artificial, you've got it, you can keep it.
Yeah.
You know, and if I was doing it in artificial, you also don't necessarily have to do red roses. Like, as I said, like pink and red is quite popular, so you could do quite a lot of pink and then maybe just have a red bow on it. Red is lovely, but red's quite a strong colour, isn't it? So not a lot of people have like home decor or things like that with red. So if you did it kind of more pastel-y pinks with a little splash of red, then it's a lot more livable all year round.
So let's say I didn't want to use Oasis. Is there a way you could do this differently, or is Oasis the...
No, there's all sorts of different things. There's wire frames.
Okay.
You could make yourself a frame with chicken wire. So we've used chicken wire before. So you could cut yourself a cardboard heart and then attach the chicken wire, like attach that on. There's wire heart frames, which you can buy. And again, you can just attach those on with the chicken wire or just tie them straight on. So there's already like pre-made wire frames and stuff that you can use. So yeah, there's definitely alternatives.
Yeah.
Okay. And so many more now.
All right, cool. Thank you. Well, Emma, thank you so much for that. And if you've got any questions, if you enjoyed this content and you like what Emma's talking about, and you've got any questions, just leave a comment down below on Facebook and on YouTube. Give us a follow and a little subscribe as well, and all of that on Instagram, on TikTok, on where else are we? Facebook.
We said Facebook,
YouTube,
Instagram,
of course, is the subscribe thing. So
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I think
we're just
that's
talking
all of them.
Social media now.
Social media. So, that would have been a lot easier if we just said social media.
Just do that. Give us a follow. Anyway, thanks again, Emma.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great week or 2 weeks, and see you soon.
Bye.